Okay, here we are at 2.4, the structure of metals and alloys. This is different than ionic and covalent bonding. This is metallic bonding. The way it's most often represented is called the sea of electrons. So the positive circle is basically the entire element, whatever atom it is, what's a good metal? Iron. So here's an iron atom, and then this is the 1 or 2 delocalized electrons from each atom. So you can see the atoms arrange themselves in some sort of pattern, and then there are electrons which are delocalized. So since the atoms themselves are a little bit positive, the electrons spread throughout the entire material make the object neutral. So when you have metallic bonding, there's no sharing or taking of electrons. Basically, all of the electrons are community electrons, and they can flow freely within the material. This allows for the different properties of metals. So this is why it can conduct electricity, because if you put more electrons in this side, more electrons will come out this side, so the electrons can flow through it. This is also why metal is malleable, because if you were to move these atoms, just shift them a little bit, the sea of electrons is still maintained. So metal is allowed to be bent, and then it won't just immediately split in half. That's because the sea of electrons is maintained. So that's pretty much it for that one. You have to know about doping. So with alloys, you basically intersperse different elements in between the metal atoms. So for example, steel is mostly iron, but there are carbon atoms interspersed within the material. Called interstitial alloys, formed between atoms of different radii, where smaller atoms fill the interstitial spaces between larger atoms. And then you have substitutional alloys, where you basically remove one atom and put in a different atom. So here's the pure metal. This is a substitutional alloy, so some red atoms were removed and replaced by blue atoms. This is an interstitial alloy, where we have green atoms in between the red ones. And then this is a combination interstitial and substitutional alloy, where some of the red atoms have been removed and replaced with blue atoms, and then there's also some green atoms interspersed between the metal atoms. And that's it. So if you know the sea of electron model, great. And then if you know the two types of alloys, interstitial and substitutional, then you know absolutely everything you need to for this learning target. Great job.